Everybody, my name is Justin, and today we're going to do a quick nutrition game talking about how we can fuel up our bodies on a great breakfast and prevent any risk of health problems. Would anybody like to give a shot?
Sure, I would like to give it a try.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Pastor Marcus.
Pastor Marcus, come on up.
All right.
All right, so Pastor Marcus, here's your first quiz here.
Okay.
So we're talking about added sugars in our diet. Added sugars is something we want to limit, right?
Okay.
6 teaspoons is the maximum we should have in a day, according to the World Health Organization, to prevent risk of diabetes and weight gain. So we have these 4 different foods: Odwalla, yogurt, oatmeal, and Snapple. And each one of them matches one of these containers over here worth of sugar, all the way up to 10 teaspoons. So take your time, go ahead and guess which container matches up to each item.
Okay.
All right, now we'll go and zoom to our answers. Great guesses, Marcus. So here are our answers. It's really hard to guess these. We have 2.5 teaspoons for the Odwalla, and that is added sugar. It actually has more total sugar if we were to look on the back. And then we have 3 teaspoons for the maple and oatmeal brown sugar. If you're anything like me, you probably eat 2 or 3 of those, so it adds up. And then the yogurt, 4 teaspoons, and the Snapple is 10 teaspoons, which is almost twice the amount of the added sugar we should be having in a day. So it could be easy to get too much sugar from these items for our breakfast. So Marcus, we're going to show you what happens if we get too much sugar at breakfast. So I'm going to have you take this bottle right here and shake it up. This is when we have too much added sugar, so maybe turn it over. It would help. Wow. So, well, it looks really pretty. All that sugar floating around in our blood has the potential to cause damage. I don't know if you've ever helped maybe repaint a house. You have that wire scraper brush. So that wire scraper brush, to get off all the paint, acts the same way that blood sugar can in our bodies, right? So all that extra sugar can scrape our blood vessels and make it easier for plaque to stick. So we don't really want that. We want to make sure we're getting the right amount of sugar in the body. So here's us with a healthy breakfast, getting not too much added sugar and getting the right amounts of foods and getting the right kinds of foods, not too much sugar. So doing that can help fuel our body for the day, make sure we have enough energy for the day, and also prevent any health problems moving forward. So now that we learned that too much sugar might not be healthy for our bodies, let's look at some healthy alternatives. So we have a protein shake. Milk has a pretty good amount of protein, and it doesn't have any of the added sugar. All it has is natural sugars like lactose. There is oatmeal, so we can have plain oatmeal instead of the maple and brown sugar and add a little sugar if we need to. There's plain fat-free yogurt over here. We can add sugar or maybe a little fruit if needed, or a tiny bit of honey, but we don't want to have as much sugar as in this vanilla one. And then there's also fruit-infused water there on the end. It only has a little bit of natural sugar, and it adds a lot of flavor to our food as opposed to the Snapple. Alright, so now we're going to talk about building the best breakfast possible by assembling a breakfast with all of the healthy food groups. So if we get a zoom in of this little food group plate over here, you can see that protein, vegetables, grains, fruit, and dairy are all the food groups we should have in a day. And they're all part of a great diet. So we have a couple different examples of some healthy breakfasts here. One of them has some beans and avocado, cheese, tomatoes, and the other one has some fruit, yogurt, eggs, and toast. So Marcus, how many food groups can you spot in this one over here on the right? Berries.
3.
3, right? So we have the berries in the fruit group. We have the wheat toast in the grain group. And we have a dairy group, right, with the yogurt, and also protein with the eggs. So we actually have 4 there. So it's a pretty good balance breakfast right there, right? All right, so we talked about healthy amounts of sugar, healthy alternatives, to get a balanced amount of energy and all the different food groups. So knowing all that, Marcus, do you have any cool goals that you would like to make just as a takeaway from this game?
Yes, actually, I want to eat more fruit. Add more fruit to my breakfast instead of the sausage.
All right. So if we're gonna replace the fruit with the sausage and set a realistic goal, because I imagine you like sausage, how many days out of the week do you think you could replace fruit with sausage?
I want to try to eat fruit 3 times a day.
Awesome.
3 times a week.
I think that's an awesome goal,
Yes.
and that can lead to healthier outcomes for you and maybe give you energy throughout the day. So
Yes, sir.
I think that's an awesome goal. Thanks for playing, Marcus.
Thank you for having me.
Now we get snack prizes. Also, as a heads up for you nutrition educators, the way I knew the answers to all those sugary drinks and yogurt and oatmeal was that we have them in order here on the back. So the answers are on the back, but it starts with 2.5 teaspoons there, which equals about 10 grams. And then it moves over from 3 teaspoons to 4 and up to 10.